All right, today's the day after Thanksgiving, and we are on the Chagrin River. Originally, I had planned to go to the Grand River, but Grand River is always like really picky, and it is at over 1,000 CFS, so the Grand is low and clear. We have not floated this before, so this is kind of new territory for us. In honor of us having our 100th subscriber, we invited one of our subscribers to go fishing with us, and who was drawn was Steven. Hey. So there is Steven. Casey's here. Casey, anything you want to say?
We've added to the average height of Outdoor Adventure Club with Steven.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're on the rise. I don't know, we're probably have a size good adventure today. We've never been here. And it looks good, so hopefully it is good.
Steven, want to talk about yourself a little bit?
Sure. I've been an outdoor enthusiast my whole life. I love fishing, and I've never gone fly fishing before. I'm really excited for this opportunity to catch some steelhead. So.
And what kind of canoe do you have?
So this is an old family heirloom, I guess. This is a Wachita. It's more of a lake canoe, but it's what I got. And it's dear to me because we've floated everywhere from Canada to every family vacation we took this on it. So I love this canoe. It's heavy as heck though.
All right, see what we can do today. We're gonna fish some eggs first. We're gonna go down a little ways, and then we'll start.
Well, our first stop, only about maybe a quarter mile in, you say, Nick? Yeah. Not too far in. No luck, no joy. We saw a river. Well, I think I saw a river chub. And we had a couple nibbles, but nobody wanted to commit. It's a nice deep hole. This river's been pretty shallow so far. Steve and I have had to get out and drag our canoes across the rocks a couple times. But hopefully we have some deeper water, because that really slows our progress, and it'll make for a long day if we have to get out of our canoes every 10 minutes or every 3 minutes. So, on to our next spot. We'll see what happens here. Please enjoy what is probably the only navigable section of the Chagrin River. Seriously, this day turns into just a miserable wet hike down a slick rocky path. If you look closely, you can see the rage slowly begin to boil beneath my normally calm veneer. We felt pretty bad for Steve this day because, an outdoor adventure club, it's about the adventure, and adventures don't always go the way you expect them to. That's just the nature of adventure and the unknown. We'd never been on this river before. But this was Steve's first trip with us. We felt bad because this was a terrible grind. We had 8 miles of river that we did this day that we allegedly canoed on, and probably 6 miles of it was just us, roping our canoes, dragging our canoes, grinding our canoes in the bottom, and having to keep getting in and out of your canoes. It kind of wears on your back and your knees, especially over the course of the day. We've got waders on and all this, equipment and stuff. And by the end of the day, you just kind of had enough of Outdoor Adventure Club. But it wasn't terrible. I maybe being a little hyperbolic, but it was a pretty tough day, and we felt pretty bad for Steve. Taking him out his first trip with us was probably one of our worst days. So far, our canoe trip is, well, just that, it's a canoe trip. Haven't had a chance to fish the 2 deeper holes that we found. There were people already there, so I don't know. This river is very shallow. We're on the Chagrin today. I don't know if I said that, which we've never done the Chagrin River. I think Nick mentioned it in the intro, but real shallow. I mean, we're talking like 3 feet or less, dragging our canoes a lot, which sucks. The people we've talked to said they think the fish haven't come up this far yet, so we're kind of formulating our plans for tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. We still have a couple miles of river left to check out. We're making great time, but that's only because we haven't stopped to fish, so I don't know. And it's gonna get shallow again. I'm going to get on my canoe. Maybe, we'll see here. If I can avoid this rock. Scrapey, scrapey. Come on, buddy. Paddling, it's like you're digging. Alright, we'll just keep going here and hopefully we find a nice hole maybe up by this bridge up here. Come on. So far the Chagrin River has been a real bust. It's so shallow. Steve and I have just been grinding our canoes on the bottom. We've got much longer canoes than Nick. I've got a 17-footer. Steve's is probably close to 20. Nick's is only 12, so he's managing a little better than we are. In fact, I don't even know where he is right now. But we're just polishing these canoe bottoms right now. It's been pretty ugly. If anything, we've been taking our canoes for a walk today. That's what it feels like. There are no deep holes here, which we've never fished this before, and well, we're not fishing it now either because there's nowhere to fish. Yay, here's more places I'm probably have to get out of my canoe and walk it across again. Let's listen to the fine sound of rocks grinding the bottom of my canoe. It sucks. This whole place has been like this. Come on. Shovel, shovel. You don't paddle through here, you shovel. And you don't do nothing, you just sit here. Come on, dude. I see deep water right here. Maybe. It's been like this for about an hour and a half. So Steve and I are tired of dragging our canoes through the rocks, so we pulled over to have a little lunch. And I don't have any idea where Nick is. Maybe I'll give him a phone call here in a second and see what happened to him. As is customary, I got my crackers, trail bologna, and cheese. Make myself a little road sandwich. I'll try not to drop it all in the water here. Steve, did you bring a table? Nope. No table.
I have a table.
Sure could use it right now, right? Let's make us a nice sandwich right here. Boom, boom, ba-da. There we go. There we go. There's a traditional sandwich. Well, have a little lunch, give Nick a call, and see what he's doing. Yeah. Steve, what you got for lunch over there? Let's see what you got. Cashews, nice.
And an apple.
Nice.
And a beef jerky. Went simple. What you got?
Trail bologna, cheese, and crackers, and some onions, because gotta have my onions. Got some apples in here. All kinds of good stuff. Well, this is our life now. Taking the canoe for a walk, eating sunflower seeds. Come on. We got a hold of Nick on the phone. And he said, don't worry, it gets worse up ahead, so we just passed a small waterfall. I don't know if that's what he was meaning. Deeper water.
It's weird, it'll go like shallow and then 6 feet. You gotta be careful.
Right. Well, Nick, I think we picked the wrong river.
I think we did too. But at this momentous occasion, I have presented Stephen with the tablet of the Chagrin. which is a ancient rock. Do you want to talk about it, Stephen? What we gave you?
I think the guys will sign it, maybe, and I think the first decree written on it will be, "Thou shalt not canoe the Chagrin River."
Right. It's,
I think that's the first thing.
And maybe some expletives.
Yeah, we just went through a really rough. It was a significantly rough patch.
Yeah.
And I never want to experience that again. But we're moving on. We're 1.6 miles from Daniels Park.
Yeah, we are.
We have not seen a steelhead, and the water's really low. So we're going to push on and keep doing what we do. That's what Outdoor Adventure Club's about. It's not always about the amount of fish that you catch, but it's the experience that you had.
Yeah.
And this may not be the most enjoyable experience. It is an experience to be able to talk to somebody about canoeing the Chagrin when the flows are only 135 CFS. So,
Which is not enough.
it's not recommended. It's not a recommended.
I'd probably say 300 is where
right.
we need to be.
Right.
But-
So
Yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, keep on pushing on.
It's a great day, though.
Yeah, it is a nice day. So we made it to camp. I'd show you around, but I think I'll show you around in the morning when it's a little brighter out, because it's obviously like super dark right now. So that's the plan. We're getting our fire ready to do a little dirty steak action, which is my favorite. And I have some new initiates. They seem to be a little uncertain about my cooking methods, but I feel like they're going to be okay with it when it's all said and done. While we're waiting for the fire to get all ready here, Nick put some Thanksgiving oh, there goes my camera. Nick put some Thanksgiving leftovers in the old microwave here. He's got just a full turkey leg that, I don't know if you can see it, Nick was gnawing on today on the side of the river. So get this fire going here, and Nick will gnaw on this turkey leg that it still looks a little bit like roadkill, like he's gnawed on it so bad.
Good.
He found
This
it.
turkey wing, and we'll be good to go right next to the river. But again, we'll take a look at that in the morning. This is a really cool campsite. Really cool campsite. All right, so we've got our steaks on. Almost. We're working on it.
I have another one.
We're low on room, it looks like. Pretty nice. Got one more. Got a little spot for it. Perfect. Nick is munching on his turkey leg, turkey wing. So if we got our fire hot enough, the coals shouldn't stick to it. And they're called dirty, but they really shouldn't be that dirty. And I don't know, 10 minutes, it should be all ready to go. We'll see how they turn out. I've got my standard brown rice, Brussels sprouts, pretty much what I always eat when we're out here, like my go-to. And some onions to cook up, and that's the show right there. We'll see what happens. So we've added a little bit to our little fire smorgasbord. Steven's heating up some rice. Got some onions on there. I just flipped my steaks. They're looking real nice. And then I've got my rice is boiling. Brussels sprouts are going to be heating up here in a second. It's going to be a feast. It's going to be Thanksgiving part 2.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, I would love it.
Sometimes when you do this and you have a subscriber that wins a contest, you don't know how they're going to be. But Steven's skill sets are really good. So I'm impressed with his ability to make amazing meals here on the fires. So.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
He knows what he's doing.
I really know how to fall out of canoes, and I know how to.
Have your pants dried off yet?
Yeah. Yep.
Got my beautiful little dinner here ready to go. The table is set. Nick's steak was a little big, so it's going to be a minute for Nick.
Ooh, look at that.
Steve's going to try his first one, and he's going to pretend like he likes it. He may never do this ever again, but
We're good.
I want to show you the fire they made. This isn't necessarily at its peak. This is maybe the greatest fire Outdoor Adventure Club has ever had so far. It's a beastly fire.
Beside, I'm just sweating.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's so hot. But it feels so good.
Let's show our rugged adventurers here. It's a fantastic fire. So it's getting pretty late. We're letting the fire die down, and it's going to be bedtime here. I don't think I'm going to shoot any more video tonight because we're gonna get up early, and it looks like According to the flow data, we're going to Conneaut, which is Nick and I's old stomping grounds from pretty much every trip we've taken. So that's the plan for tomorrow. And maybe if we have time in the morning and it's still daylight, I don't know what the daylight situation is going to be like. We'll take a look at the campsite. We're right next to the Grand River right now, and I can tell you for a fact, if we were canoeing that, we would be breaking like supersonic speeds. I mean, it is flowing fast right now, big time. It's still up over 1,000, which is unfishable. It's just totally unfishable.
All right, guys, so yesterday it did not go according to plan. The Chagrin River was super low, and we basically went on a canoe trip that consisted of us exiting the canoe at several points to walk our canoe because it was such low water. I don't even think we even would have seen a steelhead at all if it existed in the river because it was so super low. Everyone we talked to did not catch a fish, but we have moved, changed our latitude, changed our attitude, is what we've done. And we are at the Conneaut Creek, which you've seen in other shows here because the Grand River is the river that is always high and muddy. So we don't get to float it, but we do get to float Conneaut again. And it's a little bit muddy, off-colored, that you can see, but hopefully today is going to be a better day, and eventually it's going to clear up at some point, and that is when the steelhead will eat our eggs. What I am fishing today, I will show you, is I'm doing the bead system, which is just a standard little bead that you can see right there on the, and then the hook is down below, and then up above here I have a chartreuse bead, more for color, but on the Conneaut they do like chartreuse on a little bit muddier water. Why do steelhead eat eggs? We eat sugar. We're attracted to sugar. Well, steelhead's equivalent to sugar is eggs. They're high in protein, they're high in fat, and they're super yummy. I mean, I think every American likes eggs, whether they like them runny, whether they like them scrambled or something like that. But steelhead, they're just instinctively born innate to love eating eggs. So that is why we fish eggs. Steven, today, anything you want to say?
No, I'm excited that the water level's up and that get in the water and hopefully catch my first steelhead.
My doctor said I should eat egg whites. It's like a thing now I have to do. So, but I'm excited. I've got 2 beads on, ready to go. Let's do something.
So we'll see how today goes. I got a feeling today, guys, that you're gonna want to stay tuned because today could be that magical day. Today could be that episode that if you don't pay close attention, you're gonna miss Steven's very first steelhead.
Yeah. I don't think so. When Madison was 8, I was gonna we went down to Tennessee for spring break. Usually we go to my grandparents, but they were up. So we're gonna go, and I'm like, you know, we're gonna have a good time. We'll go horseback riding. We're gonna go to Dolly Parton place and all that stuff. So I went to the horseback riding place. I had reservations. We're gonna go horseback riding. It's gonna be a good time. This guy up here. So I get there and they make me get on a scale, and I weighed 268. And they said, you can't get on a horse, you'll kill it. They said you had to be 225. Okay. So I felt real bad. I couldn't take Madison, so I said, that's why I was like, I'm going to lose the weight. I'll take you horseback riding again. Yeah. So now I could do it. But so I was almost 270 there. All right, so far we've struck out. We checked out 2 of our marked waypoints, and we're heading to our last real fishable, let's get off the sandbar, waypoint here. And then after that, we've got 6 miles to the end of our journey, but after this next point, there's really no fishable water. It's too shallow and too rapidy, so we're probably just gonna paddle on out after that. But even though we've struck out, the Ohio State Buckeyes haven't. They're up 21-13, I believe. We just checked on our phones. Yesterday I made the prediction they were going to win, I think like 42-21 or something. I still feel good about that. Maybe like a 42-20. 42 to 16 sounds better though. I think that's what we're gonna shoot for. So go Buckeyes! Beat those pesky Wolverines. And we're heading to the spot where Nick and I caught 2 trout on our last trip. And we're hoping to get 3 today. Well, we're just in the last little bit here. We're under a half mile left to go. No fish today. We got skunked. No bites even, really. I don't know what happened. We hit all of our best spots. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. So we're just gonna finish up here. I think everyone's pretty much cold at this point and tired. And, you know, pretty much a typical day in an outdoor adventure club. If you're not cold, wet, and tired, I guess you didn't do anything.
So we finished the float. It was a tough day, didn't get any. There's a group that came out. They hooked some, but all in all, it was a tough day around. Most people we talked to didn't do much, but it was a good trip. Sorry for Steven, he didn't get his first steelhead, but that's part of Outdoor Adventure Club. So, anything you want to add, Casey?
No, I think you pretty much said it. It kind of was what it was today. Cold, muddy. I don't know. The one guy we talked to who caught fish is a guide. I mean,
Right.
he's probably up here all the time. But hopefully Stephen will come back for future adventures.
This is the last trip for the canoe, though, on a river system. So,
Yeah, it wasn't designed for what we did.
Is anything
But-
designed for what we do?
yeah.
But it was epic.